Well, President Obama has started to take his gun control message on the road. Yesterday, he traveled to Minnesota, his first trip out of Washington to promote gun control since announcing a plan that includes banning military-style assault weapons and a call for universal background checks.
The good news is that we're starting to see a consensus emerge about the action Congress needs to take. But we know, for example, from polling that universal background checks are universally supported just about by gun owners. Majority of gun owners, overwhelming majority of gun owners think that's a good idea. So if we've got lobbyists in Washington claiming to speak for gun owners, saying something different, we need to go to the source and reach out to people directly. We can't allow those filters to get in the way of common sense.
Joining us from Washington is Caroline Horn, CBS News Senior Producer for Politics. Caroline, good morning.
Good morning, Anne-Marie.
So did we hear anything different about gun control from President Obama today?
Well, the proposals that he was touting yesterday were not new. We talked about the ban on assault weapons, a ban on high-capacity magazines, and universal background checks. But one thing that was a little bit different was the language that he used when he was talking about that assault weapons ban. He said it deserves a vote in Congress. And some people took that to mean that he was saying that was fine. And if it was voted down, there were other proposals, specifically the universal background checks, that were more important to him.
Oh, certainly Minnesota is a Democratic-leaning state, but why did the president pick Minneapolis?
Minneapolis, back in the 1990s, saw a very large spike in gun violence, and in fact, some people called it Murderopolis. And since that time, the city has put into place some comprehensive initiatives specifically targeting young people. And when you speak with the mayor's office there, they say that these could really be a model for the country, and the president spoke a little bit about them yesterday when he was meeting with law enforcement officials there, and he wanted to highlight that, and that's why he picked Minneapolis for the trip.
Over the weekend, the White House released a photo of the president skeet shooting. A reporter had asked him when the last time was that he picked up a gun, and he said, well, he participates in the sport of skeet shooting. Who knew? You saw the photo. Do you think this will have any effect on Congress at all?
The president was trying to send a message both when he talked in that magazine interview about his love of skeet shooting at Camp David and when the White House released this photo that shows the president with a shotgun just after he's pulled the trigger. They were trying to send a message that this is a man who respects gun owners, respects gun rights, and appreciates that gun ownership in this country and for sport and for hunting is a part of the culture. Whether or not people believe it is another story. That some people say he released that photo because there was skepticism that he was telling the truth about his love of that sport.
Yeah, the other big issue that the president is pushing is immigration reform. He's expected to push it this week, and also there's a Judiciary Committee hearing on immigration reform. Who is the president expected to speak to this week, and what will be the focus of the Judiciary Committee hearing?
Well, similar to something that he did when he first started talking about gun control, he's bringing a very disparate group of people to the White House today to sit down and get their opinions on immigration reform. He'll be meeting with union leaders, progressive leaders, and CEOs of major companies such as United Airlines and also Goldman Sachs. This is an effort to make this a comprehensive process and bill. The House Judiciary Committee is going to be holding their first hearing on immigration today as well. They're going to be focusing on the laws that are already on the books and on whether or not those can be enforced in a way that would help the immigration situation in this country.
Immigration reform, gun control, two major issues. Possibly we'll be hearing about them in the President's State of the Union speech coming up.
I think that's almost a certainty. That will be next Tuesday, and I think one of the reasons why you're seeing the president highlight those two issues this week, gun control yesterday and immigration today, is an effort to really build up momentum to that speech next week when he'll be speaking to the entire country and can really lay out his plans and agenda for the next year or two.
Indeed. Well, Caroline Horn, CBS News Senior Producer for Politics, thank you.
Thank you.